Good evening and welcome to Election Night in America 2028. In this historic presidential election, for the first time ever, two former presidents, one current, one former, are vying each for a third term as President of the United States. Earlier last year, in 2027, the 28th Amendment was narrowly passed. The 28th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution narrowly passed with support from both Democrats and Republicans, which thereby abolished the 22nd Amendment, repealed the 22nd Amendment, which limited presidents to 2 terms in office. Therefore, that allows all living presidents who had served 2 terms, that's Barack Obama and Donald Trump, to therefore vie for a third term. Very short after that amendment was passed, both Obama and Trump announced their candidacies for president. This is a once-in-a-lifetime election, and it is all going to come down to this. Looking at the Republican primary, which occurred earlier this year in 2028, Donald Trump pretty easily swept to the nomination, but did face some surprising challenge from Nikki Haley. She received delegates from all states and even won many states, especially in the Northeast and New England. She accumulated many delegates, got all the way up to 651 delegates at the convention, but Donald Trump accumulated throughout the process 1,428, easily beating her at the convention with J.D. Vance as his vice presidential nominee. Meanwhile, Tucker Carlson also ran a long shot bid, winning only the state of Arizona. Ron DeSantis, the Florida governor, ran as well, but dropped out after the first primary state, Iowa. Barack Obama had an even easier time winning his party's nomination. He won over 2,000 delegates at the convention, 2,224. Shocking many, Beto O'Rourke rose to Obama's top challenger after he won the first in the nation primary, New Hampshire. He won a few states in New England, as well as Wyoming and Utah, and his home state, an electoral prize of Texas. That put him at over 500 delegates. Meanwhile, Jon Ossoff, Gretchen Whitmer, and Stephen A. Smith also ran long-shot campaigns, dropping out very early. And this is where Donald Trump's approval rating stands right now. 33% of Americans approve of the job he is doing as president, while 62% have an unfavorable opinion of the job he's doing. This is just about the lowest of his 2 terms in office. In his first term and the second term, he is at his single lowest point right now. Not a good look heading into an election. Meanwhile, President Obama is actually more favored than unfavored. He stands at a 55% favorability rating, meanwhile at a 45% unfavorability rating. So he has a net of plus 10 favorability rating. It is now 7 p.m. on the East Coast, and polls in many states are going to close right now. We have our first projections in the presidential race. And our very first projection is that Kentucky will go to President Trump. Donald Trump, in his bid for a third term in office, will win the state of Kentucky. Meanwhile, in Vermont, the former president, Barack Obama, will win the state's 3 electoral votes. In Indiana, however, it is too early to call. 11 electoral votes here. Remember, in 2008, this was the big shock of 2008. Barack Obama actually carried the solidly Republican state of Indiana. Can he do it again 20 years later in 2028? In Georgia, a traditional swing state now, 16 electoral votes. It is too early to call. Meanwhile, South Carolina, traditionally Republican, but some polls have showed a close race, 9 electoral votes there. And in Virginia, a Democratic-leaning state, but usually close, 13 electoral votes, too early to call. This is where the electoral map stands right now. Donald Trump off to an early lead at 8 electoral votes, Obama at 3, 270 are needed to win the election. It is now 7:30 on the East Coast, and polls in 3 states are now closing. We have some more projections here. West Virginia will go to Donald Trump in his bid for a third term. West Virginia, 4 electoral votes to Donald Trump. Meanwhile, Ohio is too early to call at this point. In North Carolina is too early to call at this point. Both states, Ohio and North Carolina, narrowly, North Carolina was narrow, Ohio not so much, but both went to Donald Trump in the last election. Now let's take an updated look here. Donald Trump now expands his lead to 12 electoral votes, but even in some of these early counties that we have with 100% reported, it is almost certain that Obama is outperforming Harris pretty significantly in many of these more working class counties in Kentucky and Ohio and Indiana and West Virginia especially. Obama had a strong appeal to these white working class voters, especially in Appalachia, which we especially saw in 2008. He was able to put up strong margins then. And it appears that he is almost replicating that again in 2028, at least significantly outperforming Democrats in the last election. Now let's take a look at the magic wall here in South Carolina. South Carolina, 42% of all votes are reported. And surprisingly, Barack Obama actually has a lead here, 49.9% to 49.1%. It's a very tight race. Obama is only ahead by 3,101 votes. But look at that county map. Obama is winning counties where Democrats are usually not even competitive. So if this is something that we see throughout the night, it will become clear that Donald Trump will have to defend Republican territory, traditionally Republican territory. It is now 8 p.m. on the East Coast. In many states, polls are about to close. Goes far as west as Oklahoma to as east as Maine. We have some more projections. In the state of Indiana, Donald Trump is the projected winner. This is a key race alert. It is previously too early to call. Donald Trump will carry the Republican state of Indiana and their 11 electoral votes. Barack Obama will not pull off another upset victory in the state like he did in 2008. And we have another key race alert, this time for Obama in Virginia. Obama wins Virginia in the state's 13 electoral votes. In Connecticut, Barack Obama is the projected winner, as well as Maryland, another solidly Democratic state, and their 10 electoral votes. In Massachusetts, another New England state, Barack Obama is the projected winner, 11 electoral votes there. And in New Jersey, 16 electoral votes will be added to Obama's column. In Illinois, Barack Obama is projected to carry the state's 19 electoral votes. And in Rhode Island, he will carry the state's 4 electoral votes. And he will, of course, carry Washington, D.C. by obviously a wide margin. And Delaware, the home state of the former President Joe Biden. Barack Obama wins Delaware. In Mississippi, however, Donald Trump will win here in the state's 6 electoral votes. He will win in Alabama, and there are 9 electoral votes. He will win Missouri with their 10 votes. He will win Tennessee with their 11. In Oklahoma, one of the most Republican states in the nation, Donald Trump is already the projected winner of their 7 electoral votes. In Florida, however, it is too early to call. We cannot project a winner at this point. A crucial 30 electoral votes at stake in Florida. Donald Trump won the state by 13 points in 2024. We will see if it is remotely competitive this time around as a very Republican shifting state. In Maine, the state's 4 electoral votes are too early to call. And in New Hampshire, it is also too early to call there. In Pennsylvania, the state's 19 electoral votes are too early to call. This is now a traditional swing state. And let's take a look at the electoral map. For the first time tonight, Barack Obama has taken a lead in the electoral count. He stands at 88 electoral votes, Donald Trump at 66, but many states are still too early to call. Sorry, Indiana should be colored red on that map. That's a graphic error. Let's take another look at the magic wall here, this time in Georgia. Georgia, 47% of all votes are reported here in Georgia, and Barack Obama has a strong lead. He currently sits at 60.3%, while Donald Trump is at 39.1%. He's beating Trump by about 20 percentage points right now. That's 400,000 votes out of over 2.6 million cast. But keep in mind, many of these votes, the vast majority, are coming from the Atlanta metro area. This is a solidly Democratic area around Fulton County, Gwinnett County, DeKalb County, etc. And we're still waiting on many millions of votes from the more rural, more Republican southern portion of the state. As you can see there, all those gray counties, not a single vote has been reported yet. It is now 8:30 on the East Coast, and polls in Arkansas are closing. we have a key race alert projection in the state of Maine. Barack Obama will carry the state of Maine. Not too much of a surprise here. Kamala Harris carried the state. Remember, Maine splits their electoral votes. We can project the at-large 2 electoral votes will go to him, as well as another electoral vote from the 1st congressional district. However, that swingy 2nd congressional district is yet to be called. In Arkansas, Donald Trump is the projected winner of the state's 4 votes. And let's take an updated look at the map here. Obama is at 90, Trump at 72. And we are getting some new reporting that the Trump campaign is closely watching the state of Florida. They say they're thinking that Florida will be necessary to his re-election bid. Everybody knows that. But it appears that they are watching Florida as if they do have a chance of losing the state. We will definitely be watching Florida throughout the night. Let's take another look here at the Magic Wall, this time in Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania, Barack Obama currently stands at an 8-point lead, 53.4%, to the president's 45.6%, but only 38% of all votes are reported. And the only county we're still waiting on votes from is the crucial bellwether of Erie. In 2016, 2008, 2012, 2016, 2020, and 2024, Erie County, that county in northwestern Pennsylvania, has accurately predicted who would be elected the president. So that will be one to watch as we head through the night and as we get more votes from Erie. Barack Obama at an 8-point lead in Pennsylvania. It is now 9 p.m. on the East Coast, and polls are now closing across the Midwest, some Rust Belt states, as well as New York. And in New Hampshire, we have a key race alert. That is that Barack Obama, the former president, will hold on to New Hampshire. This is a hold from 2024. Barack Obama will carry the state's 4 electoral votes. He will also carry the electoral prize of New York and wins their 28 electoral votes. He will also win in Colorado and the state's 10 electoral votes. However, in Louisiana, Donald Trump is the projected winner, 8 electoral votes there. In Nebraska, Donald Trump will win 4 out of the 5 electoral votes. We're still waiting on votes from the 2nd congressional district, which is too early to call. In North Dakota, Donald Trump is the projected winner. Trump will also win in South Dakota. In Wyoming, the most Republican state in the nation, Trump, of course, will win. In Iowa, however, it is too early to call. Trump and Obama, we cannot call a winner yet. 6 electoral votes there. In Michigan, it is too early to call. 15 electoral votes. Donald Trump won this state in 2016. It flipped to the Democrats in 2020, and he won it again. He flipped it back in 2024. That said, Obama won the state in both of his campaigns, 2008 and 2012. In Wisconsin, it is too early to call. 10 electoral votes here, another traditional swing state. In Minnesota, it is the state's 10 electoral votes are too early to call. And in Texas, a state that the Democrats saw new hope in the final stretch of the campaign. Obama campaigned heavily here in the final days of the campaign, pouring millions of dollars of ads into the state, visiting the state numerous times. It is too early to call. Obama hopes he can pull off something special in Texas. In New Mexico, it is too early to call. And in Kansas, a traditionally solid Republican state, it is too early to call. In Arizona, a very close state typically, Trump won it by over 5% in the last election. It is too early to call. Keep in mind, Obama never won the state during his presidential campaigns. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has won it 2 out of his 3 campaigns. This is the updated electoral map. Obama stands at 132 votes. Donald Trump at 93. This is an extension of Obama's lead, that is. And we have some breaking news here, some really interesting news from Caroline Leavitt, who was just caught on a hot mic outside of a Trump Victory Party rally, where she was heard saying that the Trump campaign is, quote, on the verge of losing Florida. This is a stunning admission in a state that hasn't gotten much attention this election cycle, seen as a solidly Republican state. This could seal Donald Trump's victory if he were to lose the state. Let's take a look at the state of Florida, where Barack Obama is performing stunningly and historically well in the state. Donald Trump is ahead, that is, with 50% of the vote. Obama down at 49.3%. That is a lead for Trump of just 0.7% in a state he won by over 13% in 2024. 90% of all votes are reported. That last 10% will be absolutely critical in this entire election. Trump is ahead by just 10,000 votes. Let's take a look at 3 more states, which at 10 p.m. now on the East Coast, where polls are closing. Wow, we have a major projection in the state of North Carolina, and that is that Barack Obama has won this state with its 16 electoral votes. He will flip the state of North Carolina, winning it by a stunning 5.1%. He will win by 265,000 votes and carry the 16 electoral votes from the state. This state voted for Donald Trump in the last election. It's not so much a surprise that it is going to Barack Obama than the time that it is being called. It is stunningly early for any candidate to be called the winner in such a close state like North Carolina, especially it being a Democrat, especially it being Barack Obama, as he is flipping the state for his campaign. New Mexico, another key race alert, will stay with the Democratic Party. Barack Obama will win there. In South Carolina, we can finally project that South Carolina will go to Donald Trump. He will carry the state's 9 electoral votes. See, this is way closer than it should have been. Trump will win the state by 4.3%. He won it by, I believe, about 15 points in the last election in 2024. In Utah, Donald Trump is the projected winner of the state's 6 electoral votes. He will also carry the state of Montana. In Nevada, however, it is too early to call at this point. This is the updated electoral map. Obama has a clear advantage in this election, especially considering that the West Coast polls have not closed. That includes crucial California. Obama leads Trump by 41 electoral votes. He needs 270 to win. And this is the lead in the uncalled states as of now. And the Trump campaign is now saying that their path pretty much runs through the Rust Belt, and that's mainly because of what we're seeing in the South. It's not because Republicans are particularly advantaged in the Rust Belt right now, but it's looking better in the South, because we have North Carolina already called, Georgia Democrats ahead by 5, Florida, a Republican state, currently exactly even, Texas, a very Republican state, they're only leading by 1, and in Arizona, Democrats are ahead by 15, but those are just early provisional ballots. It's not quite as bad for Republicans when you head into the Rust Belt. Trump is now saying if he is going to win this election, or his campaign, I should say, is saying that if they are going to win this election, it runs through the Rust Belt. And all eyes are going to be on Florida right now. Florida will be the crucial call at this point. Massive turnout there in Florida, as you could see. The polls just closed a few hours ago. Because essentially, if Trump, as Caroline Leavitt said, if Trump doesn't win Florida, this election is over. Barack Obama will be elected president. It's just that simple. Trump does not have a realistic path to victory without the state of Florida. Now let's take another look at crucial Pennsylvania. Now we have some votes from Erie County, the bellwether, where Obama does lead narrowly. 82% of all votes are now in from Pennsylvania. Donald Trump leads with 50.3% of the vote to Barack Obama's 49%. It looks like it will come down to a close race there in Pennsylvania. And in Texas, let's take a look here at the county map. Barack Obama shockingly has the lead in Texas with 51.5%. He leads Donald Trump by 4%, who stands at 47.6%. Obama leads by 167,000 votes. 79% of all votes are reported. So we still do have a good chunk of, a fifth pretty much of votes waiting to be reported. It is now 11 p.m. on the East Coast, and polls in 4 states on the West Coast are now closing. We have a major projection, one that keeps Donald Trump's campaign alive in this election, and that is that he will win the state of Florida. Florida will be won by the Trump campaign. This keeps him in the running. He will win 50% of the vote exactly. Barack Obama will win 49.4%. Trump loses Pennsylvania. I'm sorry, whoa, two things wrong there. Trump wins Florida by 0.6%, half a percentage point, or 65,000 votes out of over 10 million, almost 11 million cast. This is stunning how close it is. Obama came up just short. If he put any effort into Florida, he almost certainly would have won. This is what the county map looks like here. Many flips from 2024. However, most notable is that just by a narrow margin, under a percentage point, is that Miami-Dade County will stay with Republicans for the near future. New Mexico, however, will go to Barack Obama. This is a key race alert there. In Georgia, this is a huge projection that puts Obama closer in a better advantage to 270 electoral votes. Obama will flip the state of Georgia, wins their 16 electoral votes. He will win by almost 5%. That's 265,000 votes. That is an impressive lead in such a swing state. In fact, a swing state that voted Republican in the last election. In California, the electoral treasure of 54 electoral votes will be handed to Barack Obama. In Oregon, Obama will win the state's 8 electoral votes, as well as Washington's 12. In Kansas, we have a key race alert. Donald Trump is the projected winner there. In Idaho, Trump will carry the state's 4 electoral votes. Now, things have changed dramatically on the electoral map. Even though Trump stays in the running with his win in Florida, Obama has expanded his lead dramatically. He now leads by 101 electoral votes. He just needs 17 more to be elected president. Barack Obama is on the verge of being elected to a 3rd term in office. If he wins Ohio, Pennsylvania, not Michigan, not Wisconsin, if he wins Ohio, Pennsylvania, or Texas, he just needs one of those, he will win the election. Or he can make up some combination if he wins Wisconsin and Michigan. If he wins even Wisconsin and Minnesota he should have easily. He will be elected president. The betting odds for Obama's campaign are absolutely skyrocketing right now. It looks like it is imminent that Barack Obama will be elected to a 3rd term in office. It is now 12 a.m. It is now midnight on the East Coast, and polls in Alaska are closing right now. Barack Obama will be elected the next U.S. president. Barack Obama wins a rare 3rd term in office. He will be the first president elected to a 3rd term since Franklin Delano Roosevelt in 1940. This is a truly historic election where we have 2 presidents, one former, one current, running against each other. That very rarely happens in American history, but it happened here, and even more rare to see them both battling for a 3rd term in office. Barack Obama will come up on top in this election. He will win by quite a wide margin as well, and we can make this projection because of the state of Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania has been awarded to Barack Obama. The state's 19 electoral votes will go into his column. That puts him over 270 votes. This is the county map that you're looking at right now. Obama has rebuilt much of his coalition, especially through slimming down those Republican margins in southwestern Pennsylvania with the more white working class voters. Obama is exactly what the Democratic Party needed after their loss in 2024. He has proven to do just that. In Alaska, however, it is too early to call. This is the electoral map. Obama has crossed 270. He is now at 272 electoral votes. Donald Trump, 120 behind at 152. It looks like this is going to be a landslide, an electoral official landslide at this point. It is now 1 a.m. on the East Coast, and even though we have a winner, we still have more states to project. Stand by. We now can project that Michigan will go to Barack Obama. Not too much of a surprise at this point. Obama will carry the state's 15 electoral votes. He will win the state by 6%. By 6%. Harris lost it by 2 or 3, 2.5 in 2024. So this is a significant improvement upon that. In Wisconsin, Obama will complete his blue wall win, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, by carrying the state and their 10 electoral votes. He will win the state by about 5%. And in Nebraska's 2nd congressional district, Barack Obama is the projected winner of the district's 1 vote. He will also win his home state of Hawaii. Now let's get an updated look at the electoral map. Obama only expands his huge lead to 302 electoral votes. Trump at just about half of that at 150. It's not even close at this point. Could you imagine if he had won Florida? Obama is, if he wins every remaining state, he will win almost 400 electoral votes. Could you imagine that? Barack Obama has just given his victory speech in another history-making event. He just gave his victory speech to the largest crowd in American political history. For an American political event, this is the single largest crowd ever, held in his home city of Chicago. And wow, we have a stunning projection here in the state of Texas. And that is that for the first time since 1976, Texas will go blue on the presidential level. The last time Democrats won Texas was in 1976 with Jimmy Carter for president. Barack Obama has won Texas, building an absolutely stunning coalition. Look at this county shift. On the left is the 2028 map. On the right is the 2024 map. You see so much more blue, especially among those Latino voters in the Rio Grande Valley, but even more importantly around the Dallas metro area. Just take a look at, or I do want to go back for a second even, because it is interesting, the coalition that Obama has built. He has returned those Hispanic Latino voters in the Rio Grande Valley back to the Democratic Party. Number one, that's what he needed to do to win Texas. He has done just that. That investment paid off. But he didn't need just that. To win the state, to put him over the edge, he also needed to build upon the gains that Democrats have been making in the suburbs around Dallas, in Tarrant County, in Collin County, in Denton County, those 3 counties around Dallas. There's been massive population growth, many of those new residents being Democrats. Democrats needed to continue the leftward trend of these counties, and Obama has done that. That paired with the Latino trend back towards the party is just the perfect storm, and Obama has been able to pull off a stunning victory in the state of Texas. Take a look at Starr County in particular. This is one of these this is actually a really rural county in the Rio Grande Valley. Overwhelmingly Latino, almost entirely Latino, that is. Starr County, Texas. This is the 2012 map, Obama's last performance in the state. He won it with 86% of the vote. Mitt Romney won 13. It was one of the single most Democratic counties in the whole of the United States of America. Obama won it, but look at that, there were only 12,000 votes then. So he won it by 73% in 2012. But since then, the Democratic Party has collapsed among Latino voters. The Democratic Party has failed among Latino voters, and Latino voters have rejected them at the ballot box. In 2024, Trump won the state. He won the county. Yes, a county went from Obama plus 73 to Trump plus 16. Okay, an 89-point trend towards the Republican Party. It's unheard of. 83%. It's absolutely unheard of. Trump won the county by 16%. He won 57% of the vote to Harris's 41%. But look at 2028. Obama has been able to rebuild his coalition, win back these rural Latino counties, and he will win Starr County, Texas by 9%. It flips back to the Democrats. We have another major projection, this time being in Iowa. Democrats will win Iowa for the first time since Obama himself in 2012. He will carry the state's 6 electoral votes by a very narrow margin. of 0.7%. That's 5,000 votes. Barack Obama will also carry the state of Nevada, not too much of a surprise at this point in the night. He will also win in Arizona. He will win Arizona by 5.2%. He will complete winning all 7 traditional battleground states. Of course, now we have new battleground states like Florida and Texas. And in Alaska, this is maybe the biggest shock of the night. Obama will come out as the winner. Of course, it's less important, 3 electoral votes. But Obama will win Alaska. For the first time, Democrats will carry Alaska since 1964 with LBJ. Obama will also carry Maine's 2nd Congressional District. This becomes the first time Trump has lost the district. And finally, in our last single projection in the 2028 historic presidential race, we can now project that Ohio will hold on for the Republicans, for Donald Trump, just narrowly. Trump comes out on top in Ohio by 3.2%. Obama didn't focus too much on the state. They never saw a path, but Trump will hold on in Ohio. This is what the final electoral map looks like. Barack Obama wins by exactly 200 electoral votes. Wow, unheard of in the hyper-partisanship of today. He will win 369 electoral votes. Donald Trump will win just 169. Looking at the popular vote now, Obama wins by 9%. This is the biggest victory. I think this is larger than his 2008 general election popular vote. I think this is the largest popular vote win since Bill Clinton, if I'm not mistaken. So that concludes this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to remember that this is just a prediction, nothing else. The elections have not happened yet, obviously. This is a complete hypothetical as well. Let's hope the 22nd Amendment doesn't get overturned. I don't think that would be good for anyone. So make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Drop a comment to let me hear your thoughts on this hypothetical scenario, and I will see you all later.